Hi, thank you for joining us today as we present the business plan for our startup, Gold Coast Consulting Group. Our team consists of 5 senior partners who are all MBA students at Stony Brook University's College of Business. Thomas Regolino is our Chief Executive Officer. He'll be presenting the core components of our business plan a little later. My name is Garima Yadav, and I serve as the Chief Financial Officer. I'll be talking about the business opportunity that our group identified, our company's mission statement, as well as the basics of our financial plan. Other members of our team won't be presenting today, but they include Nicolette De Palma, who's the Chief HR Officer, Jing Yang, who's the Chief Operations Officer, and Erin Infelice, who serves as the Chief Marketing Officer. Our company's mission is to provide reliable guidance and services and to be trusted advisors and consultants to our customers. We want to enable our customers to have the highest level of compliance so they can enhance their business operations and export procedures efficiently and profitably. Although there are several industries where compliance consulting is a needed service, right now our focus is on the healthcare sector, primarily given the background of our team members and the opportunity within the industry. The healthcare industry is one of the most vibrant and dynamic sectors of the economy globally, across both developed and developing countries. A report on the outlook of the global healthcare sector was published by Deloitte earlier this year, and they indicated that healthcare spending is expected to reach $8.7 trillion by 2020. The trend will be driven by spend increases across the board for all continents, as shown by the map on this slide. Globalization and the enabling technologies that make the world more interconnected are a key growth driver for this sector and facilitate the expansion of international trade for healthcare goods and services. Aging populations of industrial countries in particular create very favorable demographic trends for this industry's economic expansion as well. And since healthcare is such a huge hotbed for research, there's always a stream of new products and services emerging to fuel the growth of this industry as well. So overall, the combination of industry size, growth, stability, and innovation motivates our focus on the healthcare sector specifically. Now, the healthcare sector overall is really broad, but we can break it down into 7 key segments of life sciences equipment and supplies, disposable, lab and contract research services, medical devices, healthcare services, IT, and diagnostics. The segments where the potential for expanding to global or international business operations really comes into play would be import and export of medical devices, IT services, life sciences equipment and supplies, diagnostics, and disposables. So, some of the top issues across all segments in healthcare are managing operations, care delivery, cost, and innovation, but regulatory compliance has become a growing concern because of the increase in regulatory obstacles for companies of all sizes within healthcare. Global, regional, country, and industry-specific laws are highly complex and continuously changing. So it's really important for companies within this sector to be on top of their game with regards to compliance. And that's really where the idea for this consulting business came about. Our group identified the area of compliance to be a space that currently is and will continue to be an area of focus for all companies within the healthcare sector. In the US, there have been several instances recently where pharmaceutical manufacturers and medical device companies have been regular targets of compliance enforcement actions brought by the US government. Due to their size and geographic footprint, healthcare companies are often an attractive enforcement target for regulators because the penalties for violations of economic sanctions and export control laws can be quite severe. And aside from the civil fines, running afoul of compliance laws can have non-monetary consequences like the loss of export privileges, the imposition of compliance monitorships, U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission reporting obligations, and just in general reputational harm. So it really is in a company's best interest to ensure that they do their due diligence with establishing an import-export compliance program and policy, and then also with proactively reviewing and monitoring that program to make sure that everything is up to date. So based on our market trends and the lucrative business opportunities that are opening up in healthcare globally, we may start to see that even smaller healthcare startups are looking to do business internationally. And that's why there's a great opportunity for entrepreneurial success in providing consulting services that are aimed at simplifying navigation across complex international import-export compliance requirements, especially in an industry that has such heavy regulations imposed. Based on our group's market assessment and research, we found that the consulting industry for providing marketing, registering, distribution, and compliance services for healthcare products internationally is quite small. There seems to be just a few major groups like Arazi, Emergo, and Pacific Bridge Medical, but there are not a lot of companies on Long Island who provide such services, and certainly very few who actually provide these services for a cost that a smaller healthcare startup could afford. And that's a space that we'd like to really focus on and explore ourselves. So financially, our company has about $25,000 of startup capital already, since the 5 partners have invested $5,000 each. We are all in very good financial standing and demonstrate financial stability and independence. So while we have sufficient funds to cover our startup needs for operations within the Long Island and New York City metro area, we are seeking funds to expand our base of operations to the West Coast as well. We feel that there's a lot of emerging healthcare startups on the West Coast that we can partner with and that have needs for the services that our company can provide. Now, based on our market assessment and projections, we are forecasting to generate about $156,000 of revenue in the first year and expecting a conservative increase of at least 2% annually after that. These numbers are based solely off of operating just on the East Coast, but with expansion to the West Coast, using your financial support, we expect that these numbers could be at least 30 to 40% higher based on the market that exists for our services there. For more detailed financial projections, you can reach out to me after the presentation and we can talk further as needed. But I'm now going to turn it over to our CEO, Thomas, to talk about the more granular details of our business plan. Thank you.
Thank you, Garima. Now we're going to be switching gears to talk about our business plan. At the Gold Coast Consulting Group, our business philosophy focuses on 4 main areas. First being people, second being efficiency, third professionalism, and fourth productivity. Our business philosophy is to focus on the people, both within our firm and our clientele. We aim to put our clients' needs above all else and develop an efficient and productive relationship with each and every person who requests our services. One of the main fundamentals when consulting is to make sure your client feels comfortable with the advice that you're giving them and the relationship that you're building to continue as profitable and efficient business partners for many years to come. The main service the Gold Coast Consulting Group will offer our clients is going to be consulting based. We're essentially going to be providing up-to-date and very in-depth advice and guidance to all of our clients, and it's going to be tailored to their specific needs. So we're going to be assessing developing marketing trends and compliance regulations that's going to be specific to their individual business, contingent on the markets they're looking to move into and the products they're looking to source. Our competitive advantage is we're going to offer worldwide coverage on all import and export compliance matters. So unlike some of our competitors that only focus on certain areas of the world, such as only the United States or only the European Union or only Asia, we're going to focus on combining all the resources available to us with all of our partners and consolidate the entire world's compliance requirements into one centralized database that we could use then to provide guidance to our clientele. We'll be delivering unbeatable premiums, customized consulting services, and really we're going to be focusing on the subject matter experts for each specific project to make sure that our clients are getting the attention to detail that they need to move their products throughout the entire globe. Our firm's client base is going to be focused on members of the healthcare industry, specifically small market members who don't have the necessary expertise or the capital to conduct some international business objectives that they may wish to look into once they've satisfy the domestic requirements for their business. So our clients are going to be looking to market, register, and distribute products in foreign markets, and they're going to be looking to receive guidance on how do you conduct business internationally. So they're going to be concerned with how do they register their products with foreign ministries of health, how do they make sure post-market surveillance requirements are being met to record and document adverse and quality events, and then ultimately send those forth to the FDA. How are they going to ensure licensure for distributing certain types of products, such as pharmaceuticals and over the counter drugs, as well as controlled substances in certain cases? And how are they going to conduct business in these international waters where there's a lot of regulation and there's a lot that still isn't known compared to markets in the United States, the European Union, and specifically Japan? Regarding pricing, one thing that's going to be unique to Gold Coast Consulting Group is going to be that all preliminary phone calls, email reviews, and meetings are going to be free of charge, which is unlike our competitors. Our general pricing structure is going to feature an hourly rate of $150 per hour, which is about $200 less on average, cheaper than our competitors, Emergo and LLC specifically. Special service requests are also going to be adjusted for premium hourly rates according to the level of effort and project length. Certain projects are going to require different skill sets and require different types of personnel that we may have to outsource. So those are going to be adjusted on a special needs basis. Being that Gold Coast Consulting Group is a relatively new player to a pretty developed market, we're going to be looking to promoting our services initially through the Long Island Import-Export Association, which is a coalition of local Long Islanders who have import and export businesses or service providers that are looking to get together and gain guidance and perspectives on how to conduct business on an international scale. Regarding the big picture marketing efforts we'll be looking to pursue, we're going to be looking to network and build partnerships through attendance and speaking engagements at various import, export, and regulatory compliance conferences, one most notably being the American Conference Institute. These businesses are similar to the Long Island Import-Export Association, where a lot of local members are going to be coming together to network with different areas of their supply chain and get a real good understanding on what they need to propel their business to the next level. The location for our services is really going to be the world in which we live in. So we're going to be conducting business from our homes. We'll also be able to conduct business at our clients' offices and neutral meeting locations. And we're going to be utilizing our cell phones and laptops as well as iPads to stay in touch with our future business partners as well as our clients to make sure that we're constantly providing support around the clock for our businesses, because we know the business leaders that we're going to be working with are that attentive to their business needs.
And with that, we conclude our presentation and open the floor to any questions you may have. Thank you for listening.